Hello and welcome everybody to the Chelsea Rundown. This is episode number 57, and that opening song was Tony Herdman, Gonna Run, which you can get on Spotify and Apple Music. As joining me as always, Liesl. How are you, Liesl?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very well. And as always, Mr. Ace himself. How are you, Ace? Yeah, very well, thanks. Every day is a good day. So so glad to be here. But unfortunately, as you may have noticed, my voice has sort of taken premonition over the top as Teabagger is battling a bit of a throat injury and unfortunately isn't able to speak. So you're going to be hearing a lot more of these sweet docile tones. So let's take it away. Liesl, game number one for the women's, Chelsea versus Werribee. Take me through it.
So we had Kate Wines starting us off as usual in centre field, myself batting second, starting in right field for something a bit different. We had Mish starting at shortstop, just behind the dish, Bron starting us on the hill, Liv at first base, Eliza at second, Sam in left, and Mel at third.
Take me through those highlights, Liesl. What caught your eye out there?
Some of the highlights from the game included Kate Wines' single to second base. It was actually the only safe hit of the game. We had a throw out at home play from Bron on the hill to Jess behind the dish, getting the out at home. We had a few infield plays from Mish to Liv at first base. We had an amazing catch in left field by Sam and an incredible catch by Eliza in right field. And we also had a fielder's choice play by Mel at third base, tagging the runner out at third. We also had some great at-bats by Sam, Bron, Liv, Eliza, Mish, and Kate, each getting contact and bringing in some RBIs. We had Bron starting us on the hill for Saturday. She struck out 1, and we had Mish relieving and struck out 5 on the day.
And it looked like it was a pretty tough game. Liesl, can you take me through that final score?
So the final score was 6-7. Unfortunately, we went down by 1 in a walk-off. It got very close in at the end. I had to come on and close, and bases loaded. It was just a bit of a shitty position, to be honest. Hadn't pitched in a couple of weeks, and I walked a couple, and that was just giving them that one over the line, brought them to the 7-6 score, and we finished it there, unfortunately. We have played Werribee twice before, and both won for against them both times. So this was the first time we've lost to them. But I think they just wanted it more than us on the day, as I think they needed to win to qualify for the top 4 for finals coming up. So it was a bit of a somber day, but it was a really close game and neither side gave up. We were fighting it out till the end.
Bit of a strategic position yourself, not pitching as much. I know you've sort of thrown for most of the season. You've done a hell of a job, epic job. You maybe even mentioned in the women's VBS, what is it, Dan, on Player of the Week mentioned. So you're sort of just resting up, getting ready for the finals?
I did want to give myself a break coming up to finals, just because I knew in the last few weeks before the semi we were going to be facing some of the teams that we were possibly going to be seeing in the semi and possibly even the grand final. So I did want to sort of take myself off the hill just for a little bit so they can adjust to some other pitching and not get too used to me before going into finals. So it was a good opportunity to give some of our other pitchers a go. We had Mish that pitched for us. She did incredible on the weekend, and the week before we had Bron as well, who did amazing, and we've even had Emily from the Twos come and pitch for us and done some amazing work as well.
Yeah, well, like the numbers on my scale, I know that you girls are only going to keep going up and up and up and all the way to the grand final, because I can't see you losing. Anyway, take us over. Golden Flipper, nomination number 1. Give it to us.
So nomination 1 goes to Kate Wines for a great hit to second base, being the only safe hit of the day.
Take it over. Nomination number 2.
Nomination 2 goes to Eliza for an incredible catch in right field. I was watching from shortstop as I watched the ball hurl towards her, and she absolutely ran and laid out for it, catching it. And I had to say I was very glad I took myself out of right field, because I myself would not have caught that. So she's incredible, and she's done amazing all season. Like, it's her second season of baseball, and she's such a capable player, so it's awesome to be able to play with her.
Yeah, you've a little so faith. Don't count yourself out, Liesl. I've seen the blonde bomber take catches like this before. I may have also seen your partner take one when he was running. No, he didn't catch you through yet. Anyway, take me over to nomination number 3.
Okay, nomination number 3 goes to Mel for her diving play at third base for a fielder's choice tag. So what happened was, it was a ground ball to Mish, and she beautifully threw it across to Mel at third base, tagging the runner on the way through. And I think as they sort of came off the base, I think she thinks she may have dropped it. So she dove and tagged them as they came off the base on the other side to make sure that she got the out in the play. I was on the hill watching, very amazed by the whole thing, but it was really great to see Mel's dedication to the play and layout for it.
Always got a lot of respect for anyone playing third base. It's, you got to put your body on the line sometimes, especially when those balls come at you pretty hard, but good on her. So that's very well. We'll take it over to the men's in the fourths, where we were playing Ormond Glen Huntley at home. Wow, was it a sunny day? Yeah, don't ask me, Dave, or the third baseman from Ormond, because it was quite a bright one, and the sky was blue and the sun was out. So we'll take it off. Pretty interesting game, really. We started off with the fish behind the dish in number 1, Jess, your lovely wife, in the number 2 spot. Nico, the Greek freak, down there, number 3. Ace, returning back for his 4th spot, triumphant once again. Big Davey Fisher back down in 5th. I told you to be there, Davey. That's where you belong, mate. I love you down there. Big Plugger, welcome back. I can't even call him Big Plugger now, because now he's Little Plugger. Razzle dazzle. There he is. Humbies, I love you having you back, Humbies. Big Ugly. He's not so ugly when he's got a bat in his hand. I tell you that much, Lucas Carey. Love the chatter, Lucas Carey, and unfortunately this week an admittance of Teabagger with a bit of the flu. He sent me what it was, and I couldn't even pronounce it, so I'm not even going to try. So we'll take it into some of the highlights. Look, we probably started off a little bit slow, and I know if you're looking at the scores, you're going, hey, you scored 3 runs in the first dig. Was it really the sort of 3 runs? I thought maybe we could have been a lot more dominant. And then we sort of let him creep back in with 6. Maybe got a bit of a serving by the fish behind the dish. He maybe threw the hook out and chucked a bit of chum in the water. So we all had to sort of respond. And luckily enough, we were able to sort of rally back and put 7 runs on the board. Was there a couple of errors in that second dig by ourselves? Yes, there was. And if you can call them errors, unfortunately, a couple of high fly balls sort of went up. And there wasn't too much we could do about it. Nico sort of over in the first base area. He played amicable. And but unfortunately, fortunately, after the second dig, we sort of put our foots to the floor, and we were able to sort of take it away. Some spectacular hitting on the day. Big Davey Fisher hitting a double. Big Aceness himself hitting a double as well. He doesn't mind hitting the doubles every now and then if he can. Not an overly dominant day in the batter's box, but we did amass the 6 hits, but probably the big thing was the 9 walks. We know Ormond's sort of struggled a little bit with their pitching. It has been a little bit erratic. It's got some nice pace on it, but he sort of struggles to sort of control the zone a little bit. But he definitely peppers it all sort of in and around. But look, most of our decent hitters sort of, if anything, was chucked down the middle. We sort of leant back and had give it a couple of cracks, which sort of allows me and Davey Fisher. Was my hit a home run? Well, if it was not so windy, maybe we had about a 30-kilometre wind behind me, I'm sure it would have sailed over the cones.
So from what I can see, it looks like Connor took the umpiring gig behind the mound there. How did he go?
Well, we love having Connor. We've played a lot of seasons with him, and it's been spectacular to have him sort of out there. And he probably gave another highlight today, which probably could have earned nearly the Golden Flipper nomination. It was when he struck out his old man. Hey, Daz, what do you think about that? Razzle dazzle. Hey, the Connor, the bird has flown the coop. He doesn't need you anymore. He's cooking his own meals, mate. And guess what? This is one way that he stuck it to you. He said, nah, that gets stuffed. That's a strikeout, buddy, on your bike. And it probably was the best punch out that I've ever seen. He full on struck him out and gave it the big fist. Yes, get on your bike, Dad. That's for all the Christmases that you didn't get me my pony or my PlayStation or whatever it was that you didn't get him. It all came back. So great to see Connor out there, and we all certainly did have a very big laugh about this because he definitely shrunk the strike zone for everybody else. I think he may have expanded it a little bit for his dad. We love your stuff, Connor. It looks a little bit high maybe, but you know what? That's what Razzle Dazzle does. He doesn't. If he's not getting hit by pitches, he's getting strikeouts, and nothing better than seeing your son giving you the big 3 KO punch out. Get on your bike, pack your bags, off you go. Luckily on this one, we got back in the winners column with a 15-8 victory. Looked a little bit shady there. I know after the last 4 weeks, a loss, draw, and a loss. It was lovely to get back in the winners column and cement ourselves in the finals. It looks like we pretty well have cemented the 3rd spot.
So, Ace, how have the 4s gone against Ormond in the past?
Looks been pretty successful so far. I think we played them the very first round, which was a victory where we sort of piled on all the runs. And in the second game, it was the Kai Memorial game. So we were able to get the victory for Kai in that one. And so luckily enough, we were able to get this one. Look, they're actually a really lovely bunch of blokes, and I like playing them. There might be a bit of a language barrier there, but we're all out there having baseball, and baseball is the language that knows no bounds. And with that said, we'll take it over to the Golden Flipper. Golden Flipper number 1, this was Big Davey Fisher. He wasn't going to let me get a stolen base, I'll tell you that much, and certainly not when he sees a cracking pitch straight down the Jap's eye, pardon the language. He managed to crack one over the right field and turn it into a double. You might have seen me, I was going off, but he wasn't holding back on this one. And with the wind going that way, it was pretty unlucky that maybe it didn't single RBI on that one. But Davey Fisher, just something that he's been doing all year. He's been hitting very well, and we'd love to see him having success out there. We love your stuff, Davey Fisher. Nomination number 2. The big fish behind the dish, and maybe he got this nomination because there was a couple of infield fly ball catches that did not go our way, and I can tell you that much. But this one on Shaney Fisher, maybe his bald head sort of deflected the sunlight, and he was able to sort of focus on the ball, unlike his brother and myself, who had no idea where it was going. But this is just something that Shaney Fisher's been doing all year. He just puts in 110%. Look, there's no caution for his body there. He doesn't even know where he's running. He could have fallen down a ravine and broken every bone in his body, but I'm pretty confident that he would have made the catch anyway, because that's the sort of baseballer he is. Love having you behind the dish, Shaney Fisher. You're a great man. Nomination number 3. Probably couldn't give myself a different one, but I thought I'd go for the bit of the comical one on this one. It was a bit of an interesting play. I don't know whether I pulled a Houdini on this guy, but he was sort of getting a big lead at third, so Shaney gave me a little bit of a nod saying, get back to the bag. So I certainly did. Unfortunately, Shaney may have plugged him in the back as he was sort of strolling back. And as he did, the ball sort of rolled out into foul territory, and I casually went over and picked it up, sort of strolled over, and he sort of gave me a bit of a glance back, and I think he might have thought that I didn't have the ball on this one. So I just sort of waltzed over as he waltzed off the bag and gave him a tag and gave him a little bit of a cheeky smile. We both thought it was pretty funny that we caught him out like that. But sometimes that's baseball, and sometimes these are the sorts of things that are going to win you games. Around the ground this weekend, Lisa will give us the wrap-up for the ladies.
So for the results for the women's, our firsts went down 6-7 against Werribee, and our twos won 18-5 against Pakenham.
Up the 2s on you, girls. Great job. And around the ground was a bit of a successful weekend for the men. A 10-2 victory for our firsts, 16-7 victory for our second. Unfortunately, third Ormond had to forfeit, but that counts as a win. This is sounding like a president's shout. Let me get to the end before we all start drinking. A 15-8 victory. In our fourths and our fifths. On the fifths, they bagged their second win for the year. That's what we love to see. So that, to me, is a president's shout. Come on, Kyle. Get down to the bar. Hit him up. He owes you one. Yippity-doo. Lisa, over to the women's next week. Give us the roundup. Where you're playing? What's happening?
So we've actually got our final doubleheader for the season at home. We've got our firsts at home at 1:30 against Research, and our twos at home at 11 against Berwick.
And that takes us over to the men's. Let's see what's happening here. Our 1s and our 2s are at home against Moorabbin, the mighty Moorabbin Panthers. Hopefully we can quash them. 3s, they're out in Melbourne. Bloody the Melbourne Aces again. Bloody hell, haven't they stepped up? Jesus Christ. Anyway, they're away 4 p.m. Get on down. Our 4ths have got Waverley. Bit of back and forth between us and Waverley after last game. Hopefully it's not the same umpire who tried to chuck me out. But anyway, the 5ths, wouldn't believe it. They're on their way to Pakenham. Wow. Do we even play Pakenham? Never even played at Pakenham, not even once. I can't even remember it. So good luck to everybody this week. Let's get out there. Let's get some wins for the Dolphins. This is the last week of the year before finals. So hopefully everyone can jag a win and we can get Kyle for another drinky poo. And that's it for the Chelsea Rundown this week. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Liesl, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And Ace, as always, great to have you. Yeah, just remember, mate, the pod always swims strongest together.